Well, hello! Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, joined with Hubcap.
Hubby.
Oops. And today we are getting started on my Raven trick-or-treat piece. These are Raven kids who are supposed to be at a window doing their own trick-or-treating. And so we've been really behind, but with good reason. We've got a pretty big family emergency that's still going on. So if I have to cut the live short, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now. So let's get going. I've been so behind, I did not even finish getting the pattern transferred. That's what I got done in under 20 minutes. So we will start with the first Raven. So we've got the oldest Raven, who is a witch with her cauldron of trick-or-treat and peanuts. We have the youngest, who is going as a Raven ghost with her little pumpkin. And then we got middle child, who is playing steampunk. So we got a bunch of straight lines in this piece for the window ledge. So this top part is white. If we look at the reference right here, just like if it was a regular window, they're inside of it. And then the ledge down below. Hey, Wanda. Hopefully we'll have some more people join us. Alrighty. So, trying to get my bearing. I do have the cape transfer the hat as well. So maybe, so I can take a breather for a minute. We will get started with this part. I don't want to move my pattern too much. I did create register marks, which I will do just in a couple other ones. So right here on this side, I'll move the camera over a little bit, where the tree's coming down, I will continue the tree. My piece is an 18 by 14. I'll bring this over here. There we go. And all I'm doing is I'm going to have to draw the branches to the edge anyway, so I can use those as register lines. That way everything, if the pattern happens to fall off, I can line it back up easier. So that is the purpose of these. There we go. Alrighty. Because you can see how the pattern moves just because of how it's taped. So that's why I got register marks off. We've already started. Alrighty, so let's get going. We're still not on camera because my studio still is not done. Not from a lack of trying though. Let's see, I'll bring my... We're going to have a bit of shadowing because of the pattern. I tape it up onto my board, but I need to be able to move the board around. We're going to skip doing that. I am going to get started with the extra small 18 spear shader. And let's find it. Everything was all moved around. There we go. I got it. Sorry if I sound a little... Yeah, still got a lot going on, Wanda. Things are changing every day. And the Super Toasties have been so awesome and supporting us and dealing with it. Alrighty. We are going to start at 1.5 because remember with the extra small spear shader, it burns slightly different. It burns hotter because it's smaller. Larger pins require higher heat, larger tip. Smaller tips, you can bump them down. If they're thin enough and small enough, they will carry heat really well at a lower temperature. All right. So let's get started. I think we will quickly put the beak in so that we have our areas laid down. So I'm trying to figure out how I drew this because pattern wise, and it's going to be hard to see because you guys can't see, we do have part of the beak coming off to the side, so I'm thinking I did have these lines in the pattern, I just didn't transfer them, so we will quickly do that so I don't lose the 3D-ness of the beak. There we go. And we'll put this in. Alright. Now it will look more like a beak. I'm using the color photo in order for me to tell the difference in detail. Hey, Sheila. Alright, so we are ready to go. 1.5. Actually, I can bump up to 2. Bump up to 2. The darkest part of the beak is right here in the corner. On the tip. And I'm going to drag. I need to try to keep from moving my board as much as possible just so I can ensure that the pattern stays attached. My board is basswood. I have it linked down in the description with the code. I don't get paid from them, but they have graciously given all of us a code. So I've cut this to 18 by 14. I actually could have gone 18 by 12. The only reason I didn't is I already bought the frames for this. So we'll just keep it going. I am trying to decide if I want any color on this. If I did color, it would be purple and green. But I wouldn't do any more than that in the colors. I'm using the edge of the pen to get the top fur. There we go. Oh, we can go closer. Let's get you in there so you can see what's going on.
I don't know why there's no other chatters. I'm assuming that those are people who are just watching Wanda, that maybe aren't toasties, or I mean, this is a public live, but I mean, maybe they're not regulars. So
let's angle my board carefully.
I count as one of the watchers. So.
Yeah, because he's on the tablet.
And you do too. So there's two other people here who aren't chatting. Oh, you have a message from...
Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet.
Carmen.
Mm-hmm. I'll deal with it later.
It's not related to the stream, though.
Yeah. So. Alright. Definitely need to darken this up. And then it grays out. So that would be a lighter burn. Blend it in. Because we got the highlight of the beak on top. Put this in. My goal is to make it look like a real beak. So this is still darker and it's a little lighter down here. So I can move quickly and just get it kind of laid in. Let's see, this is darker down here. So let's get it in there. And it goes lighter. And I can still go even darker here. But for now, I'm not, to give me some leeway. Now we have the beard underneath.
Sheila's here.
Hey, Sheila. It goes in different directions. And I'm butting up right underneath the bottom of the beak. And I'm kind of turning my pen just slightly for a thinner stroke. But then I'm also overlapping. So it doesn't look like, spokes on a wheel that are all uniform. Going flat up against the top to make it the darkest. And even this does need to go darker. But I will. So we'll bump up to 2.5. We are working in a really small area. And I don't want it to be heavily detailed because then it doesn't look realistic. Because we're not going to see every little thing that's going on. crossing over just to make it feel. And looking at my reference.
Thank you, Sheila.
Oh, hugs, Sheila. Every time you think the emergency's over, there's something else. Alrighty, so I need to go darker underneath because it's a little bit lighter. In here, in this area, so I'm actually going to go with just the tip. I'm doing an oval stroke and drag down because it's actually darker underneath right here. So I'm going to slow the strokes, go over each other. Oh. And drag it down. We're going to curve it a little bit. Now, because we're looking at the raven head on, so things are going to be foreshortened. I'm going to keep that in mind. We're not going to see the full view of something. That's why the beak's shorter. And that's because everything is foreshortened with the face looking directly at the camera. Eyes. I guess face was more correct.
Carmen is here too.
Hey, Carmen.
Carmen says, I see the chat box, but I don't hear anything.
Can everybody hear us?
And nobody has said. And Wanda was responding to you.
Okay, so... Okay. Because everything on our end looks right. I'm going to bump up to 3 now. Just so we can move a little faster. Get this one filled in. Because we do have layers. We have done a bunch of ravens, but they can feel a bit overwhelming with the what appears to be, but isn't actually the same tonal value. Or the black, the color.
Sheila says, yep, she can hear.
Okay.
Okay, Carmen says she's got the chat box now and she can hear Valarie. Probably just a connection issue.
So I'm flat right now, dragging in different directions, overlapping. This part of the underneath of the raven's head is lighter. So I'm going right up to the line. And all this is darker. I could probably do a lot of this piece with the extra small. I will have to experiment with how I'm going to do the lines for this, the window sill, just to keep them nice and straight. Probably will still use the 18. So we got some. You can see where the grain line is because that's burning darker. So I'm going to go underneath the grain line. And I'm intentionally lifting my pen so it can recover its heat. Every pen, every burner, the wood pulls the heat from the pen. So lifting your pen allows it to reheat, reset. Let's see here. I do want to go faster because we're so far behind. I'm going to bump up to 4 just so I can go faster. I would recommend you go slower or with what you're comfortable with, because I want to get through. So did you know this year's live is on Thanksgiving? We got a Halloween. Oh, I don't even know where that came from. Halloween Live.
Oh, the live is on Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on here. It's understandable.
Trying to get in between the grain. And then underneath is darker. Let's see here, where do we go? So you can see, that didn't sound good. I heard somebody.
I did too, but I don't know who it was.
Alright.
There's only 2 in here. Morgan, you still haven't come in?
She wasn't.
Huh. She's just out there at the edge looking like a vampire. You may come in, Morgan.
She has to be
I
invited
welcome you
first. Let's see here. Remember, I don't have everything transferred. You know what? Let's do the eyeballs. I'm going to bump back to 2.5 because I got to get little space to get into and decide which tip. Let's see what the small ball tip looks like. Because I do have highlights that I want to keep from burning, so I'm just gauging what size pin I need. You know what, we can go with this one. We will go with a small ball tip. Now this, I do have to bump up the heat because there's a lot of metal, even though it's a small amount of metal, there's a lot of metal at the very tip, so it does need to be a little higher. Whereas with the 18 extra small, I could go with a lower heat setting. Let's see here. Alright, see, and even 3.5 was pretty good on this one. We'll go down to 3. We'll be good. And I'm going to go around first. Like I said, there's a highlight that I don't want to lose.
There's Spence.
Hey, Spence.
It's weird he didn't show up in chat first. I saw everybody saying hi to Spence, and I was like, what? And then he just his message just showed up.
Oh.
It's an odd thing.
For now, I'm going to leave that line. And we're going to come over here. Like I said, this is really small. So I'm going to leave some gaps because I can always go back and fill it in. You see, even if I don't have the extra small spear shader, I could use the ball tip. I'd have to be careful and keep moving to blend it out, but totally doable. Let's see here. So around the eyes is darker. Let's see here. Get my bearings. Heard that one too. Alright. You see
Morgan,
darkest.
be brave. Come on. It's just a floor. Walk slow, and you won't slip.
We need to trim our nails. Alrighty. Let's see here.
Good girl. Come on. It's not even slippery there.
Now, I don't have the hair transferred, but you know what? I can still do the hair because the concept is the same. So in the pattern, I have it kind of more purple hair. I'm going to switch over to the 18 small. I'm actually going to keep it at 3. And we can do some quick strokes for the hair, just so we can go over it. So I've got some of the hair coming over the peanut on both sides, but it's so light that I didn't need a outline for it. So I will quickly put some hair right here and right here, again, so I don't lose the bearings. There we go. So, in doing hair, all hair, I turn my pen just slightly. It's so hard for me to explain, but I need a thin yet thick line, meaning it's darker up at the edge than it is coming out. So it's kind of an undercut with the darkest edge being up against a certain area. I'm actually going to turn up so I can move quicker. Let's see here. Get this in here. Up against the hat. And I can go thicker with the tip and drag down, curl them together.
Oh.
So because I don't have the hair part of the pattern laid down, this is 100% freehanded.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I'm trying to be good. So this is a bigger curve, so it's lighter. I'm just gonna freehand.
Pretty sure that was a Layla.
And I can use the extra small as well, but I do tend to, I'm just going to bump it to 4.5. Just want to go. For hair, I tend to like the small because it's actually thinner on its edge. So if you're using another burner, I'm trying to think. Because I don't use skews in general. I used to use the first skew, but I haven't for a long time. See, we're hitting the grain. Fill this hair in. Over. So I'm trying to make this curl kind of more defined and hang off now. Sorry.
Don't know what that's about.
So, up towards the top, we would get less highlights. I'm gonna burn it a little bit more. Let's see here, what is that line? You know what? I'm gonna put in the raven and I'm actually gonna pull some hair in front just because that's more realistic than all of the hair being off to the side. What I wanted it to look like is that you know how there's fake hair attached to hats? That's what I was kind of going for with this. So it doesn't have to be, it can actually be scraggly hair for that reason. But my brain has a hard time switching stuff up. And like I said, the Super Toasties have this pattern, so they are absolutely welcome to do it how they want. Because I'm trying to move quick, I'm going to have to fight the
Carmen says
grain as well.
She doesn't like skews either. Same reason as you.
Yeah, I can get a thin burn with a couple of tips versus I think I'm going to leave. See, I'm definitely because right now we've got a let's see here, long grain cut, but the pattern is sitting on the opposite, so that's why I'm hitting so much grain in this way. And I know that it makes sense because I confused myself. Let me rephrase. So this is a long board that was cut long grain. So this is the long grain versus short grain, which would be going up and down. But because the pattern is going across the grain versus if I had the pattern laid down like this, going this way, it would burn differently. Probably burn a little easier. That's what we're seeing. What's going on here? Because I'm going across the grain versus with the grain. But that's because of how I have the pattern laid out. I wanted to be able to get a lot of detail.
Are you gonna, Carmen wants to know, are you gonna use your wood makeup for the blanket?
Oh, he's talking about the pan pastels. I have not decided for the cape, hat, and the other outfits. I haven't decided what kind of color I'm going to use, whether it's watercolor pencils or if it is the pan pastels. Right now the colors I'm thinking are the purple and green. Those tend to be traditional Halloween colors.
It's funny because you did the Raven's beard first.
Mm-hmm.
He looks kind of like a pilgrim.
Yeah, he does.
Or she does, because he's got the beard and kind of the eyes are kind of frowny. He's got,
yeah, because I haven't I've been
know.
bouncing around, and I actually need this to be a little more.
Actually, it reminds me of King Theoden from Lord of the Rings.
I don't see that.
Really?
I'm looking. I'm trying. I don't see it.
Theoden King with his beard?
Okay, kind of, yeah. I kind of see it. There, did that fix it? A little bit of the... I'm still pretty hot. I'm at the 4.5, so it's going to burn very quick. Especially on just the tip. Let's bring this in. There. Does it still look like that? Or...
To me it does, but that's just because I can't unsee it now.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think I'll pull this piece of hair just over the raven. Bring it in here. I'm going to leave the gap. So I'd keep working that. I am skipping around a lot because we do have a lot of makeup to do. Makeup time. So I'm trying. Whatever we do for this raven is going to be very similar for the other ones, though. Those are going to be closer to when we would burn like the wings and the tail. Because the baby raven...
Kathy's here.
Hey, Kathy. The head's covered up. So we're not going to see a whole lot. And then for steampunk, that raven's behind. Good. Let's get that in there. I would need to turn down the heat to put in the rest, but right now I'm moving. So that's dark. Alright. So this hair right here is also the same, even though we don't see... See, that grain really took the heat. I've been watching a lot of, well, I was watching a lot of tattoo critiques. And there's something I know I've pointed out in the past, but I've like completely forgot about mentioning. When you're doing hair, especially longer hair, not necessarily right up on somebody's head, but longer hair, either starts in a V or ends in a V. And I know I've mentioned that before. It's been a while. So what I mean by a V is, let's see, we'll pick a V. So for this line right here, I put this line in, but we're going to have it start more like this, and right there's the V. And so the hair follows. Now ending in a V is the same thing, where it starts off thicker and ends with a V. Just like that. So as long as you pay attention and follow the V's, it'll be easier. Now V's overlap, so it's okay if you don't always see them. And at least when you start with a V, it tends to be darker at the top of the V versus the bottom of the V. See, even if I do a long stroke, it still ends or starts with a V. And I just thought that was a good thing to remember. I hadn't mentioned it in a long time. So that was Pony Lawson on YouTube. I was like, I haven't reminded them in a long time of that. So, and then we've talked about it. Now some of the fur feathers, I want to show through the hair, so I've got to pay attention to that. So we've got,
Kathy's here.
Hey Kathy, yeah. I just realized I screwed up. The cape comes down here, so I'm actually going to stop working on this side because I think that line right there was for the cape, so I need to draw that in. So we'll stop there for that. It's really not a big deal because I can always slightly move it or what have you, so I am not going to freak about it because the cape comes over to here. Well, it doesn't even go outside the hair, it goes under the hair. In fact, we can look at the cape real quick. So the cape is red, but if we look at our let's see here, sepia photo. Pop this off. If you look at the sepia photo, you can see how much between the raven, the cape, and the hat that it's just a blob. So we have to avoid the blob. So either as an artist, I decide to use color for the cape and like the band of the hat, or watch my tonal values to get a difference, because the background, the sun is, you know, it's twilight. That's the word. It's twilight in the background. From my pattern, there's not going to be any stars. But, so it's twilight, which means things are getting darker, so the tree branches will be darker. But I don't want to lose the ravens. And see, it's the same with the green on the steampunk. So I have to decide, do I want to add color, but I still need to shade. So what we are going to do, I'm trying to think, how did the pan pastels do over burning compared to watercolor pencils? Now for watercolor pencils and for regular color pencils, any wood burning acts as a resist. But I'm trying to remember on the pan pastels if that was the same thing. So we will quickly, I've turned down the heat and we can push in the cape real quick. So I know, okay, we have lowered the heat. So right up against this fabric, we have a shadow, and I can go darker, go up to 3.5. I'm just using the tip, oval stroke, and I can go back and forth with the grain to help blend it more. But I'm actually going to, because this is a dark shadow in here. So I need to, it's going to be darkest right up against the fold. So we need to get that dark in there. Right up against the fold. So we see how dark this is right here. This part has to go darker. That was a bone if you heard the banging. And we're going to take it all the way up the fold to the top here. I'm starting off lighter because it can darken it. If it gets too dark, it's not going to be how I want it. That's why I'm starting off slightly lighter. Blend it out. This still is a dark shadow. And right now I'm flat. See, that went a little dark right there. I'm trying to blend with the direction of the grain, but I can see how dark this is, so I'm actually going to go just the tip, butt up right against, and I'm doing oval strokes so that it doesn't look like a harsh line. I don't want a harsh line. Sorry, the lighting changed outside. So I was looking. Alright, I'm actually going to bump down to 3. So I'm just using the top half of the tip flat. Trying to follow the grain and blend out. Because I do have some dark areas. So I'm going around those areas. Trying to stay off of them, but you know, things are going to happen. When I say trying to stay off of them, it's because I don't want to darken them anymore. I just want to darken the surrounding area around them, which will push them back. Let's see here. So you can see this is really how light the heat setting is. So we got this fold right here. And I'm not going to fully bring it around because then it looks like an outline. Break it up. And I do believe the pan pastels would stick on this even though I'm burning. If not, because I do apply workable fixative, I can apply the pan pastel on top of that. So, well, we just do it. Trying to blend this out because it's kind of messy. Now it looks like we got a harsh line. So right up against it. Somebody brought a bone. Sorry, guys.
Well, we're getting towards the end of the stream. We've got about 20 minutes left.
Oh. Okay. So let's bring this around. We've got shadow. And of course, by next week, this will be fully transferred. And I think what I'll do is make sure, we've been so busy, like I said, family emergency, but I will make sure I sit down with this for a couple hours before next week's live and get a lot more in. That way,
Did I tell you Wanda is here?
Oh, Wanda was the first one here.
Oh, she's saying howdy to Kathy. Okay, I thought that was weird. I was like, sorry, I'm a little distracted.
So
Wanda says her burner is supposed to be back in her paws today.
Yay!
So,
oh, that was fast.
yeah, it was fast.
Well, I've also been. It probably wasn't fast for her, but it was.
Yeah.
I've been so focused on the family emergency. Yeah, timing-wise, because that emergency's been going on for 2 weeks. And I'm just so glad she called Pat. And they discussed her burner. That way she could get it fixed. Because I wouldn't have known what the issue was. Especially her issue. There was a knob within the burner that... because she was adjusting the temperature that broke. But I would not have known there was even a button in there. So it was really good information for me. So I appreciate Wanda telling me so that I know there's more going on. And I realize because I don't make the burner. Alright, so see, look at that. We've got a fold right there, the keep overlapping on itself. Now in the middle is going to be the darkest part of the shadowing, and then it's going to blend out. So I need to put that in there. And see, when I went just up on the tip, we can see how unsmooth that is because of the grain. So I'm going to actually turn my board.
She says it wasn't broken after all.
Oh, it wasn't broken. Okay.
Just needed adjustment?
Well, Pat's definitely wanted to call to get things fixed. Alrighty. So just the tip, and we can see how dark that is. I'm going to try to go around to the lighter areas. Darken them, but not darken everything. I've got to blend this out. And I've turned my board so that I'm going in general with the grain, and it'll burn smoother. So if you're doing like a lot of rounds, basswood rounds and whatnot, and you're having an issue with smooth burning, it is because of the grain. Because with that, you can't even... I mean, you can go with the grain, but that's really hard. If that makes sense. Alright, so this should be a smoother burn now that I've turned the board. See, it's not...
She got more pens.
So here, we'll start on an area that hasn't been burned. I haven't adjusted the heat setting. To see how much smoother the burn is, it's because I'm going with the grain.
So Pat just adjusted things, so he doesn't need. She doesn't need to try and stick another screwdriver in that hole.
Gotcha. Well.
Oh, it moved. The adjustment moves and it pushed in.
Oh, okay.
So he adjusted it so she doesn't need to stick another screwdriver.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
I'm just glad it's fixed and on its way home. Alright. Got a bit of a shadow here. But we can see how much smoother the burn is because I'm going with the grain now. See, look at that. So if you're having a problem and the burn is just not going your way, try turning your board and go with the grain and see if that changes how it looks. Grain can do a lot of things to your burning.
Yeah.
So we must work with it, not fight it. See, I'm flat. I haven't adjusted my heat, but I'm not getting the same kind of burn that I was getting down here.
She says, the one that says, me too, Val. I'm not sure what that was in response to.
I was about to, I'm thinking, what did I say? What did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, that is all fixed.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. So we're a little darker down here. So I'll put this in so I don't lose it with the feathers. Now the feathers right here, because of the reference, because this is a composite, I put it all together myself. And
I can't tell exactly what she's saying because of the heart emoji.
Let's see, I've got 3 in the pile. Oh, she's talking about her burnings that she needs to get finished.
I gotcha.
That's all. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Move this over a bit. There we go. So I've got the camera angled in the hopes that you guys can see the angle of the tip, but I don't know how well that's working. Alright, let's put in real quick. Let's put in some of the raven. See, I can go on the edge and get a thinner stroke. Like real thin with this pen. And let's see here, what do we... Now, when you, especially if you're new to burning, when you flip your board, you really probably should flip your reference. As you burn longer, you'll slowly train your brain to see the area that you're wanting to look at. But for now, especially if you're new to burning, I would turn your
Burrow
board.
is here.
Oh.
She says, "Arg, is it Tuesday already?" Yes, Burrow.
I know, and then 2 weeks off because of the family emergency. It kind of threw us all off,
Yeah.
I think. Let's see here. The beak actually goes up here. Huh, okay. And then we got... It's always harder when you don't have your reference or your pattern fully transferred. But it was either transfer what I could or cancel the live. And we've already missed you guys for 2 weeks. So I didn't want to do that. Alright, we're shaping her face. This is darker back here. And let's see here, up here. So where this was lighter, that I was saving, I've got it slightly turned, so I'm using what you guys are viewing as the top leg and the edge at the same time. It's so hard to try to explain that. Need to go back to the visuals. Let's see here. So this is the latest part. So we're going to blend it in there.
Wanda says, Wanda says, you mean my brain can be trained?
Yes, it can be trained. It may take a little longer, but it definitely can be. I have faith in you. Let's see here. So this was darker. And then underneath it, in here, is darker. And then this is lighter. And we don't have to go super black. That's lighter. Bring that down. And up against here is darker. This is the beak. So bring in some more darks. And when I flip this, hopefully you'll have a better idea of how the raven's gonna look. Because I still haven't put in the rings because the eyes do have rings around them.
So Wanda says, you were showing a picture of your working pen with the red part showing the part that you're using. Can you not do that with the current video situation?
Yeah.
We can. It's just, typically that was my job. And
oh, I can move it over to you. Let me find. There we are.
I don't know. We can get back to doing that.
No, not that. There you go.
What are you using, though?
For the area I'm working in, I'm using tip only.
Tip only. Okay.
Because I'm getting into small areas.
Okay.
Let's see.
So wasn't it we got lazy? I think we just kind of forgot about it, to be honest. And I think sometimes when we do things, if we don't get feedback on it, if nobody says, hey, that's nice, then we kind of stop doing it. So the fact that you ask about it is helpful, because then we're like, hey, somebody wants it. So
see, that's the bottom. I'm actually going to turn down because I am using just the tip, so it burns hotter, but I need to get this shape in. Go. And then the way that Raven's eyes work is there's 2 rings, but they do overlap, so I gotta get that in there. Again, because I don't have everything transferred, it does kind of throw it off a little bit. Alright, so I also tend to print out a more zoomed in photo of areas like the eyes, and I didn't this time. So I'm just the tip only, tapping in and dragging at the same time, but I went too low, so I'm going to go back up to 3. I try to vary so I'm tapping and dragging. I do try to vary the length of the tap and drag, but not always good at it. Sorry, my brain. Have you ever had that? Just you're in the middle of doing something, working, and then your brain just stops. We just witnessed that live. So, top half of the tip, or top tip only. Touch and drag. we need to extend the length of the beak. There we go, because the beak is foreshortened. And we've got some hair that hangs down. Use the edge for that just to trying to follow.
Cynthia is here. She
Hey,
just got her
Cynthia.
notification that you're on. That's
YouTube.
So efficient.
Well, we will be back next week.
Yeah.
We had a family emergency, so we couldn't start the public lives like we wanted.
Andrea's here too.
Hey, Andrea.
She says she's late. Sorry, I will watch it from the beginning. Okay. Wanda says, be careful, Val. That's a senior moment.
It is.
Senior moment.
Yeah, but I'm in kindergarten.
Yeah.
I'm in kindergarten.
That is a true statement. She does not have senior moments. She has toddler moments.
I'll take it.
You're like Doug in Up.
I haven't seen
Squirrel.
Oh.
That one.
Alright, now I am full bottom, just dragging. Full tip, just dragging.
Oh, full tip. Okay. Sorry. I'm actually doing other thing. I am multitasking.
Are you interacting with the family emergency?
I am interacting with it right now, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh. Then I can take the...
Seems like he doesn't know that he has a call button, that he can call somebody.
Okay, hold on real quick. Why?
Huh? Okay, go back to here. Read from there on, and then there. And I will entertain you with my voice while she's doing that. Isn't everybody having a good time burning today? Yay! So I don't know if Val posted in any of the groups that I got really sunburned.
Oh, I haven't.
Okay. Well, I'm just getting ahead of this. But yeah, I got super sunburned. We took our grandchildren out to the lake, and short story is they loved it and would not get out of the water for 3 hours. They were
cold.
fine. They did not get burned at all. However, Pop get pretty burnt. And right now, my shoulders and my face still hurt. They're kind of sensitive because it's been a while since I've been out in the sun for that long. And then being where we are 7,000 feet closer to the sun, which makes a huge difference because we don't have as much atmosphere in between us and the sun protecting us from UV radiation. And so I got about a year's worth of vitamin D yesterday.
No, Saturday.
Or Saturday, anyway. And so jury's out whether I'm going to be able to do kung fu tonight or not. Mainly because I use my forearms to block with, and I don't know if I want to go through that. So, anyway. And she's back.
Yeah, we fun burned?
No, not fun burn. Well, it was
we were having fun.
Fun for them, but not fun for me. That later on in the next day, and the next day after that, and today. So, but it was totally worth it because they really, really enjoyed the lake. So, what do you need?
Well, he took I need the mouse.
Oh,
Thank you.
He
took the sunscreen.
But I didn't use it.
I know.
But I didn't think we were going to be out there that long. And then we were. Normally little kids, like some little kids are like, ew, I don't want to go in the water. I'm scared of the water. No. These kids are just like, okay. Anyway.
They were having their own little...
Yeah.
Their own little fun. Alright, let's get this bigger.
What lake? Lake Mary, Kathy, is the lake. And I did, yes, I brought sunscreen, and I foolishly did not use it. Because I used to go to hot places quite a bit, and I had kind of a permanent tan, and so the sun really didn't bother me too much. But it appears that that permanent tan is maybe
not permanent?
Not permanent anymore. So anyway.
Wow, look at it. It's starting to look like a raven that quickly.
Yes, it does.
Huh.
Yeah.
Going a little better than I expected.
And we're at an hour now. So
Bro's making soup.
I see that. Headed for winter. Frost already. It'd be a polar bear swim there. I have actually done that. Not like a big polar bear event. I have swum in waters with ice.
Well, we've been touching freezing here, but then during the day we've got some heat thing happening.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. So next week, and look at that. Even for this piece, I included lettering. We all know how much I hate lettering, but
good for you.
Included lettering. So next week, I will try to, like I said, get more in. What interests you guys the most? The heat, the windowsill, the peanut in the cauldron. Which if we do the peanut in the cauldron, we'll probably do the plastic pumpkin as well.
Kathy used to live in Happy Jack. They used to go to Lake Mary all the time.
Yep.
I don't know anybody. I've never known anybody who lived in Happy Jack. In Finland, there seems to be a contest to see who can stay in the ice water longest. Yeah. So I swam in the ice water in Alaska on a dare a couple times, and then I've gone through the ice a few times on accident. It's cold. That's the the moral of the story, is that ice water is cold.
Yeah. Alright. So
Wanda says the sheet or the peanut?
You'd want, okay, so the peanut, the cauldron, and the plastic pumpkin. Because there's peanuts in that too, as well as candy wrappers. And I'm just doing this bigger so you guys can see. Now, in this photo, the shadows, you know, like, because something's overlapping something else, isn't on, like, the peanuts.
Kathy says peanut, please.
Alright, we will do the peanut.
Burl wants to do the lettering because you hate it and she loves it.
Alright, so peanut and lettering next week.
Okay.
I will do it. I mean, I put it on there. I just don't have it transferred on here. Alrighty. Whew. My brain's got to make a big switch because I got to go deal with some other stuff. Alright. So, if you're watching this on replay, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want this pattern and many others and our member only lives, you can join your membership on YouTube. Just look next to, where is it? It is somewhere down by my channel name. And subscribe. You can become a member and get the pattern. So let's do this. You know what? Oh, that's not even what I was going for. Sorry about that.
What was that?
I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
Alright, say it with me. You're awesome. You can do this. Why? Because you're a pyro artist. Happy burning. We will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place.
I don't know why I started to wave.
For next week's public live.
I'm waving at you people. Even though you can't see us.
We'll be back on screen soon. Alrighty.
Wanda says she'd also like to have your other Raven picture, the one in the magazine.
The pattern. It's in the magazine.
It's in the magazine.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.